Welcome back, viewers. This is Next Rift 1.0. Previously in Hartford, we unlocked Milestone 2 and transformed into a small village. Today, the story continues. New services, new roads, and new dreams await. Every city begins with humble roads, but growth demands change. We've cleared the smaller access road near our roundabout, opening space for a stronger connection that will carry Hartford into its next chapter. The new stretch is in place, a smoother, longer connection that sets the tone for future expansion. We've rebuilt the pathway we removed earlier, this time with better flow, smarter angles, and room to grow. Hartford isn't just expanding, it's evolving with intent. Adding a two-lane divided parking road to keep the residential feel while giving space for organized parking. Traffic stays smooth and the neighborhood looks cleaner. The road stays unfinished. Quiet promise of what's to come. For now, Hartford grows inward. New houses, new families, a stronger community at its heart. The farmland will open in time, but today we build within our limits. I'm building a new section for EU-style low-density waterfront housing, spacious homes with a clean two-lane road and a parallel alleyway that adds character and charm. This layout isn't just functional, it's a visual statement, a unique design that blends elegance with flow, giving Hartford its own signature look. To elevate the beauty even further, I've added a side pathway, a subtle touch that brings life to the layout. It runs alongside the alley, perfect for pedestrians, cyclists, and quiet evening walks. It took me nearly 10 minutes to get the curves right, align the grid, and balance the spacing. But the result speaks for itself. A neighborhood that feels open, walkable, and distinctly European. The pathway adds rhythm to the streetscape, guiding the eye from the roundabout to the waterfront edge where homes will rise. At the end of this stretch, a roundabout anchors the design, a perfect spot where we'll paint the waterfront zoning and bring this neighborhood to life. This isn't just city building, it's storytelling through design, and Hartford is beginning to speak. The layout is ready, the roads are in place, and now it's time to paint. But before zoning the EU-style low-density waterfront housing, I just noticed something. The demand for row housing is rising, so I made a quick shift, zoning a few row houses first to meet the growing need for compact, connected living. Some of the smaller homes didn't fit the new vision, so I cleared them out, making space for a cleaner, more unified look. This moment is about balance, responding to demand while staying true to the city's design. And now, with the groundwork set, I'm finally painting the EU-style waterfront housing, wide plots, elegant spacing, and a layout that flows from alley to avenue. This neighborhood will be Hartford's signature zone, a place where design meets demand. Before we move forward, let's take a moment to enjoy the view. The row housing we've built here, lined up cleanly along Bellflower Street, is starting to feel alive. Cars rolling in, families settling down, and the city slowly breathing into its new rhythm. Each unit is compact yet connected, designed for walkability and flow. The spacing, the symmetry, even the slight changes in terrain make the neighborhood feel more natural. This is what Cities Skylines II is all about. Not just placing zones, but crafting places people can call home. Before moving forward, I'm painting a few more EU-style waterfront homes to complete the stretch and keep the rhythm flowing. With the waterfront taking shape, it's time to think ahead. I'm planning to give our small village its first elementary school, but we'll need to unlock new map tiles before we can place it properly. Education is coming to Hartford, but first we expand. So let's expand. First, we unlocked a new map tile, giving us the space we needed to grow. Then we stretched the road forward, setting up the layout for future expansion. Next, we will add a roundabout, anchoring the intersection and keeping traffic smooth. And finally, we will place our first elementary school, a big step for Hartford's education and community. With the elementary school in place, families now have a reason to settle nearby. The roads guide parents and students, and the neighborhood feels more connected. We can already see the impact. Citizen happiness is rising, and even on Chirper, people are loving Hartford's education system. Let's give the elementary school its first upgrade, a community playground right next door. It's more than just swings and slides, it's a space for kids to laugh, play, and grow together. We also have the option to add an extension wing, but it's not required right now. For now, the playground brings life to the school grounds and makes Hartford feel even more complete. With the elementary school now active, we're extending the two-lane parking road to connect directly with the farmland. It's not just about access, it's about linking education with the land and setting up future growth along this corridor. This road will carry more than traffic, it'll carry opportunity. As demand increases, we need to make room for more families. So we're painting additional row houses, compact, connected, and ready to welcome new residents. Every new block adds rhythm to the neighborhood, and Hartford keeps growing one home at a time. Now that Hartford's neighborhoods are thriving and families have schools and pathways to connect them, it's time to look at the other side of growth. Industry powers the economy, and our next step is building the zones that will fuel Hartford's future. With Hartford's neighborhoods thriving and families settling near schools and pathways, the time has come to power the city's future. We're stepping into the industrial zone, the backbone of productivity, where roads, resources, and planning come together to fuel growth. We begin by laying down new roads, stretching the grid across fertile land and open space. Each segment we place opens up room for factories, warehouses, and freight flow, but building a city is never without challenges. Midway through, we ran into a snag, an overlapping road segment near the sinkhole. It could have disrupted the layout, but instead of pushing forward blindly, we paused, fixed the alignment, and completed the connection cleanly. It's these small fixes, these careful adjustments that make Hartford stronger. Every curve, every junction is a decision that shapes the city's rhythm. With the new two-way road in place, we're linking the existing alleyways to it, tightening the grid and improving access for Hartford's industrial backbone. These alleyways may be narrow, but they serve key buildings and freight routes. By connecting them to the main road, we unlock smoother traffic flow without disturbing the original layout. It's a quiet upgrade, not a rebuild, but a refinement. And with every connection we make, Hartford becomes more efficient, more responsive, and more ready for what's next. Pathways may seem small, but they reduce congestion, give workers faster routes, and keep freight traffic flowing smoothly. It's the kind of detail that makes Hartford's industry run like clockwork. With connectivity complete, we're ready to mark out the industrial plots. Factories, storage yards, and resource hubs will rise along these roads and pathways, turning this grid into Hartford's engine of growth. With the roads and pathways complete, we can now paint the industrial plots. Use the zoning tool to mark areas along the main road and connected lanes. Factories, storage yards, and resource hubs will rise here. As we move forward, I've just noticed garbage piling up at our small coal power plant. That's because we haven't yet opened a garbage management service for the city. Without it, waste will continue to build up, affecting efficiency and causing pollution issues. So before expanding further, let's set up a landfill or recycling center to keep Hartford clean and running smoothly. In garbage management, we've got two options, a landfill or a recycling center. I'm skipping the landfill. It's cheap, but it pollutes heavily and can lower city happiness over time. Instead, I'm choosing the recycling center. It's cleaner, generates income. It's locked for now, so let's unlock it using development points. Remember, unlocking services like this is an investment in your city's future. The recycling center not only handles waste but also produces reusable materials that can be sold for extra revenue. Once unlocked, we'll place it strategically. Now that we've unlocked the recycling center, I'm placing it carefully by checking the natural resources overlay. We want to avoid wasting fertile land or wood-rich zones, since those areas are valuable for future specialized industries. While placing the recycling center, we've just unlocked Milestone 3. Hartford is now a large village. We've received 450,000 in funds, 8 new development points, and access to signature buildings. Our loan limit has also increased, giving us more financial flexibility for future projects. Most importantly, we've unlocked key city services, fire rescue, and police administration. These are essential for keeping our growing city safe, so we'll be planning their placement soon. Moving back to garbage management, we can now see trucks rolling out from the recycling center to collect waste across our newly upgraded large village. This means our garbage system is active and buildings will start clearing out their trash. It's a good sign that services are working. With that sorted, let's sit back, enjoy the progress, and keep building Hartford one smart decision at a time. It's time to build a geothermal power plant to boost electricity production and generate extra revenue for our growing village. This plant doesn't need fuel, but it does require groundwater, so we'll place it in a suitable spot to support both power and economy. The geothermal power plant is currently locked, but we can unlock it through the progression panel. Under the development tab, we've selected the electricity section. First, we'll spend one development point to unlock the emergency battery station. That unlocks the next node, the geothermal power plant itself, which costs us 2 development points to unlock. Once that's done, we'll be able to place the plant. As we've unlocked the geothermal power plant, it's time to place it. But since the plant doesn't fit into our current road layout, we'll need to make a few adjustments first. This is a common challenge with larger utility buildings. So always check terrain, road access, and resource overlays before finalizing placement. To make space, I deleted a section of our 2-lane road and rebuilt it with a wider layout. This adjustment ensures the building fits properly without disrupting nearby zones or traffic flow. Always remember, large utility buildings often need extra space, so plan your road network with flexibility in mind. Now that the site is ready, we've placed the plant, and it's already selling surplus electricity to generate clean revenue for Hartford's economy. Now I'm going to fix the sinkhole we created earlier in the game. You might remember it from our previous video. Our little hack has served its purpose, but it's time to fix it properly by putting the sand back and restoring the terrain. Meanwhile, we're also placing the water treatment plant near our garbage recycling center. A smart move that clusters utility services and keeps pollution away from residential zones. But before we place it, we need to unlock it from the progression panel. Under the development tab, in the water sewage section, we'll spend 2 development points to unlock the water treatment plant. Once unlocked, we'll place it strategically near the recycling center, making use of the area we prepared earlier. This setup improves water quality, reduces ground pollution, and supports Hartford's long-term health and sustainability. As soon as we place the water treatment plant, we hit Milestone 4, officially upgrading Hartford to a grand village. We've unlocked 600,000 in funds, gained 9 more development points, and opened access to a whole new set of features. This includes natural disasters, transportation overview, low-rent housing, low-density offices, oil drilling, and the transportation system. We've also unlocked the bus depot, which fuels, maintains, and stores buses and can be upgraded with an extra garage and electric buses. Plus, we now have access to import city services, taxi service, urban cycling initiative. I'll be showing you all of these upgrades later in the video. Okay, now it's time to check the water treatment plant. As I was reviewing its stats, I noticed the purification rate was only 50%, so I checked the available upgrades and installed the advanced filtering system 5 times, placing each upgrade side by side to push the purification rate up to a full 100%. Yes, this does increase our monthly filtration costs, but it's worth it. We're now converting more sewage into clean water, reducing pollution, and boosting overall city health. Sometimes a higher upkeep is the price for long-term sustainability. This is how the water treatment plant looks now, fully upgraded with 5 advanced filtering systems running at 100% purification efficiency. Yes, the upkeep has climbed to nearly 80,000 per month, but the payoff is clean water, low ground pollution, and a healthier Hartford overall. Let's take a moment to enjoy the view of our city, from the industrial zone glowing under the night sky to the calm residential blocks wrapped around the roundabout. Hartford is starting to feel alive. Street lights trace the roads like veins, the medical clinic stands ready to serve, and citizen happiness is on the rise. It's a peaceful summer night with the temperature holding steady at 8 degrees and the city quietly growing in the background. This is the kind of atmosphere that makes all the planning worth it. Night mode was cool, but I need sunlight, so I'm switching off the night visuals. Just head to options, then under gameplay, uncheck day night visuals. and boom, daylight is back. Now that we're back in daylight, it's time to clean up the mess. I'm removing the old sewage setup and finally fixing the damaged terrain we left behind near Broadside Street. Using the terraforming tool, I'm leveling out the depression and restoring the landscape to a clean, buildable state. The brush is set to 3 meters height with a wide radius and medium strength, perfect for smoothing out the area. With the terrain now leveled and ready, we can finally start planning what comes next. Now I'm improving the traffic flow next to our water treatment plant and garbage management facilities. First, I'm removing the unnecessary crosswalks. They're cluttering the intersections and slowing down vehicle movement. Then I'm disabling the traffic lights. There are too many here and they're not really needed for this layout. This will help streamline traffic, reduce stop and go delays, and keep the main avenue flowing smoothly. We're finally adding our first police station to the city, selecting the modern police station to bring law enforcement into Grand Village. We've placed it near the residential zone, close to that curved intersection, making sure it serves the community effectively. Snapping is turned off so we can position the building with precision, ensuring it fits cleanly into the layout. This station comes with patrol cars, a small jail, and future upgrade options, perfect for keeping crime in check as our population continues to grow. Security is now part of our foundation, and the city just got a little safer. Let's follow the police car as it rolls out from the station, heading straight toward the residential zone near the row housing. It's patrolling the curved avenue, keeping an eye on traffic flow and making sure the neighborhood stays safe. This is our first active patrol, and it's already covering key areas where families live and commute daily. Now let's open the info panel and check how our police system is performing. We've got full stats on jail capacity, crime probability, and patrol coverage, and right now things are looking stable. Tracking all the police cars in action shows each unit patrolling key zones, especially near the residential blocks and high traffic intersections. This live coverage helps us spot weak areas, adjust patrol routes, and make sure every neighborhood gets the protection it deserves. With law enforcement now active, we're building trust, reducing crime probability, and giving our citizens a safer place to call home. Hartford is rising once again, and this district is quickly becoming a happy place for everyone. Families are moving in, streets are filling with life, and the community spirit is stronger than ever. To keep that momentum, we're painting more residential zones with fresh row housing, compact, efficient, and perfect for growing neighborhoods. Each new block adds character to Hartford, bringing in workers, students, and families who want to be part of the city's story. This isn't just expansion, it's about building a connected community where every street feels alive and every home adds to the heart of Hartford. Before we move forward, let's tune into the city radio. Hartford feels alive with music in the background as patrol cars roll through the streets and new homes rise in the neighborhoods. The rhythm keeps us inspired, and the soundtrack becomes part of the story of how our city grows.
You're listening to the Atmospheric Piano Channel, and I'm Liz Peterson. Don't touch that dial.
We're expanding Hartford, not just with more roads and zones, but with a vision for a massive new residential and mixed-use district. I'm going to show you how to use the parallel tool and asymmetric roads to build a grid that actually handles traffic before it becomes a problem. Let's dive in. First, we need our main spine. I'm grabbing the 4-lane divided road. I like this one because that median in the middle prevents cars from making dangerous left turns across traffic, which slows everything down. I'm extending this out from our main roundabout to define the edge of the new district. Now here's the trick for a clean city, parallel mode. Instead of guessing the distance, I've set my offset precisely, so the roads are perfectly spaced. This isn't just about symmetry, it's about efficiency. When we zone later, we'll get maximum density without any wasted gaps between buildings. I'm running these roads alongside the main artery to act as collectors, channeling traffic smoothly and keeping residential blocks quiet and walkable. This is how Hartford grows smart, with grids that look good and work even better. Now I'm connecting the parallel lines to close the grid. I'm aiming for block lengths between 400 to 600 meters, the sweet spot for high efficiency traffic flow. If the blocks are too short, you end up with too many intersections, which slows everything down. If they're too long, drivers have to go too far just to make a turn. This size balances accessibility and flow, keeping traffic smooth, reducing congestion, and making sure Hartford's layout feels intuitive for both residents and services. Alright, the skeleton is done, the grid is clean, the roads are aligned, and Hartford's foundation is ready. Now it's time to put some meat on these bones. But listen, don't just paint the whole thing green, we need a strategy. I'm placing mixed-use housing along these main arterial roads. Why? Because these buildings act as a noise buffer. They don't mind the traffic noise as much as regular families do, and they provide services right where the cars are. Shops, offices, and apartments stacked together in one footprint. Perfect for high traffic corridors where accessibility matters more than quiet. This keeps the inner residential blocks peaceful while the edges stay active and functional. For the inside of the blocks, I'm going with medium and high density residential. We built this grid to handle volume, so it's time to maximize population. These zones will bring in thousands of new residents without overwhelming the road network. But notice I'm leaving a little space here and there. That's intentional. It's for future expansion, pedestrian paths, or even service buildings down the line. We just added thousands of people to Hartford. If they all drive, this roundabout will fail, guaranteed. So it's time to launch a bus network. I'm placing the bus depot somewhat central but off the main highway, close enough for coverage, far enough to avoid congestion. For the routes, I'm using a simple collector loop strategy. The bus runs down the main spine, loops through residential neighborhoods to pick people up, and brings them back to the commercial avenue. This keeps traffic light, commutes short, and services accessible. Pro tip, don't place bus stops too close to intersections. The bus will block turning traffic and cause a jam, especially during peak hours. And here it is, Hartford's first bus rolling out from the depot, ready to serve the people. It's clean, quiet, and fully loaded with potential. This isn't just a vehicle, it's a symbol of smart planning, of a city that moves with purpose. The route is set, the stops are placed, and the wheels are finally turning, from borderline street to the residential loops. This bus is about to connect homes, shops, and workplaces in one smooth circuit. Transit is no longer a plan, it's a reality, and Hartford just took its first step toward becoming a truly connected city. I'm placing the taxi depot a bit further out. It does create some noise, so you don't want it right next to luxury apartments or quiet residential zones. But remember, the depot is just where the taxis sleep. The real magic happens at the taxi stands. I'm dropping these stands right next to our busy areas, like the bus station and the main commercial strip. This creates a true transport hub effect. People can step off the bus, hop straight into a taxi, and get delivered right to their doorstep. And there it is, Tiny Town unlocked, Milestone 5 reached. Hartford just leveled up. This is huge. We've unlocked more advanced services, higher density zones, and a whole new layer of city building potential. We've also received a solid cash injection and 10 progression points, which I'm immediately reinvesting into expanding the grid further south. The momentum is real and we're not slowing down. New neighborhoods, upgraded infrastructure, and smarter services are coming next. Hartford's evolution continues, from a quiet village to a thriving urban powerhouse. High density means high stress. If you want these buildings to level up, you need leisure. I'm dropping small parks right in the center of these long blocks. This does two things. It boosts happiness instantly, and it raises the land value, which attracts wealthier citizens who pay more taxes. It's not just decoration, it's an investment that pays for itself. These green pockets also break up the concrete, making Hartford feel more breathable, more walkable, and more livable. In a dense city, parks are your pressure valves. Use them wisely. It's time to paint some low-density office zones. These buildings are perfect for quiet blocks that need jobs without the noise. I'm placing them near residential areas but not directly on the main roads, so workers can walk to work without flooding the traffic network. They don't generate much noise, they don't attract heavy traffic, and they help balance the city's job-to-home ratio. This is how Hartford grows sustainably, with smart zoning that supports the economy without compromising livability. Before we place the school, we need to prep its access. I'm using a medium road to build a simple overpass right here. This is a textbook example of grade separation. It lets cars cross between districts without stopping at a light on the main 4-lane road. Separating traffic layers like this is absolutely key to maintaining high speeds and avoiding gridlock. It's clean, efficient, and future-proof. Now, with that in place, I'm dropping a modern high school right in the center of our new development. We want this centrally located to maximize education coverage for all our growing residential blocks. This coverage is essential for leveling up our citizens later on, unlocking better jobs, higher land value, and a smarter, more productive Hartford. With the latest update, Hartford is embracing a new era of mobility. We've invested in large bicycle parking halls, scattered bike stands, and a network of divided wide pedestrian and bicycle paths that weave through the city like arteries. This isn't just a visual upgrade, it's a shift in how people move. Less traffic, less pollution, and more freedom to walk, ride, and breathe. The February 2025 update made this possible, unlocking smarter infrastructure, better pathfinding, and tools that let us build cities where people, not cars, come first. We're building a large parking lot right next to the residential zone, not just for cars, but as a comfort zone for cyclists. This gives residents a safe, convenient place to leave their vehicles and switch to bikes for their daily commute. To make that transition seamless, we've upgraded the large bicycle parking hall with a rear entrance that connects directly to both the cycling lanes and the pedestrian pathways. No detours, no traffic, just smooth access. And with the new changing rooms, citizens can freshen up before heading to work, school, or the commercial strip. Together, these upgrades create a complete experience from home to parking lot to bike to path to destination. With all these new roads, maintenance is absolutely crucial. We're using our available development points to place the road maintenance depot, a key facility for keeping our infrastructure in top condition. This depot handles road repairs, snow clearing, and ensures that traffic keeps flowing even during harsh conditions. Well-maintained roads mean fewer accidents, faster commutes, and happier citizens. We've now built a fully serviced, educated, and high-density district. This is a huge amount of progress. Hartford is thriving. Next up, we'll expand the industrial zone to meet the heavy demand that's been piling up. And after that, we're diving straight into the shipping ports update, connecting our city to the sea with brand new ports, bridges, and coastal infrastructure. Thanks for watching NextRift 1.0. If you found this helpful, hit that like button and subscribe to stick around for all the new ports and bridges content. I'll see you then.